Have you ever noticed this strange feeling in real life? You understand English very clearly, every sentence makes sense to you, but when it is time to reply, your mind suddenly goes blank and silent.
Yes, this happens to me very often, and it feels really uncomfortable and confusing because inside my head, I know the answer clearly, but my mouth does not open naturally.
Exactly. And this problem is extremely common among English learners, but most people never talk about it openly, honestly, or without feeling ashamed or weak.
True, and the most painful part is people around us think we don't know English at all, while actually we understand almost everything they say.
Yes, and that misunderstanding hurts emotionally, because we are learning English seriously, practicing daily, and still we feel stuck during real conversations.
I feel this problem more in office situations, meetings, phone calls, interviews, or when someone suddenly asks me a question in English.
Same here. And by the way, my name is Maurice, and I really want this conversation to feel like two friends talking honestly, not like a class or lecture.
And I'm Sarah, and I feel very relieved that we are talking about this problem openly because many English learners suffer silently with this fear every day.
Let me ask you something calmly and honestly. When someone starts speaking to you in English, what happens first inside your mind and body?
First, I understand what they are saying clearly. Then I start translating it into my mother tongue, and after that, I try to create an English reply.
And while doing that, do you also think about grammar, tenses, pronunciation, and whether your sentence will sound correct to the other person?
Yes, exactly. And because of all this thinking, pressure, and fear, my response becomes very slow, and sometimes the other person moves forward.
And that moment feels very painful inside because you feel like you missed a chance to speak English confidently and express your real thoughts.
Yes, later I keep thinking about that moment again and again, and I feel sad, disappointed, and angry with myself for staying silent.
This experience is very common, and it is important to understand clearly that this problem is not because you were bad at English speaking.
Then why does this happen so often, even when we practice English listening daily and understand English quite well?
This happens mainly because of mental pressure, fear of mistakes, past experiences, and the habit of translating everything before speaking.
I agree with that, because when I speak English alone at home or practice by myself, my English feels smoother and more comfortable.
Yes, because there is no pressure, no fear of judgment, no fear of laughter, and no fear of making small mistakes.
But in real conversations, especially with fluent speakers or strangers, the fear suddenly becomes very strong and uncontrollable.
That fear often comes from school memories, strict correction habits, and the idea that English must always be perfect.
I remember in school, teachers corrected every small mistake immediately, and slowly I became afraid of speaking English.
Same here, and that fear stays inside our mind for many years, even when we grow up and try to learn English again seriously.
So even when we know words, sentences, and meanings, our confidence is still missing in real-life conversations.
Exactly, and confidence plays a very big role in English fluency, not just vocabulary, grammar, or pronunciation skills.
Many people believe that English fluency means speaking very fast and using big and difficult words.
But real English fluency means expressing your thoughts clearly, calmly, and honestly, even when you use simple words.
That makes sense to me, because communication feels more important than perfection in real-life situations.
Yes, the true goal of learning English is to improve communication, not to impress people with perfect sentences.
But our mind keeps asking questions like, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? What if my English sounds wrong?
And because of these thoughts, many learners choose silence instead of speaking even when they know the answer clearly.
Silence feels safe for a short time, but later it creates regret, sadness, and more fear inside.
Exactly, and that regret slowly reduces confidence and motivation to improve English speaking and communication skills.
So the real problem is not English itself, but the emotional pressure connected with English speaking.
Yes, and once we understand this clearly, the solution also becomes simpler and more realistic.
So what should learners do when their mind goes blank during real English conversations?
The first step is accepting that this problem is normal and very common while trying to learn English.
That acceptance itself feels calming because it removes the feeling that something is wrong with us.
Yes, when you know you are not alone, the pressure inside your mind slowly becomes lighter.
What is the next step after acceptance and understanding this problem clearly?
The next step is to stop chasing perfect sentences and allow yourself to speak simple and honest English.
That sounds easy in words, but emotionally it feels difficult in the beginning.
True, but confidence grows slowly when you give yourself permission to speak imperfectly without fear.
Like replying with short and simple sentences instead of long and complex ones.
Yes, because simple English is powerful, clear, and much more natural in real communication.
I notice that when I use simple words, people still understand me clearly and respond normally.
Exactly. Communication is about understanding and connection, not about showing grammar knowledge.
Another common problem is forgetting words in the middle of speaking.
That is completely normal, and instead of stopping, learners should explain the idea using other simple words.
Like describing the meaning slowly instead of searching for one perfect word.
Exactly. Real communication is about sharing meaning, not using exact words every time.
This way, English speaking feels less stressful and more natural during conversations.
Yes, and slowly your English fluency improves with regular speaking practice and patience.
Listening also plays a very important role in this learning journey.
Absolutely. English listening helps your brain understand sentence flow, common phrases, and natural reply patterns.
But many learners listen passively without paying attention to how people actually reply.
True, active listening helps more, like noticing pauses, simple phrases, and continuation words.
That helps improve both English listening and English speaking together.
Exactly, and this balance is very important when you want to learn English naturally.
Sometimes learners compare themselves with fluent speakers and feel demotivated.
Comparison is very dangerous because everyone's English journey is different and personal.
That is true. Progress should be compared only with our own past self.
Yes, even small improvement is still improvement and should be respected.
Hearing this makes me feel calm, motivated, and hopeful about my English journey.
That makes me very happy because learning English should feel encouraging, not scary or stressful.
Every learner deserves patience, support, and confidence while learning English.
If you are watching this and feeling the same struggle, please remember you are not weak or slow.
You are simply learning, and learning always takes time and practice.
With patience, kindness towards yourself, and regular effort, English speaking will become easier.
And one day, replying in English will feel natural, not stressful or frightening.
If this conversation connected with you, please share your experience in the comments below.
Tell us honestly, do you also understand English but struggle to reply confidently in conversations?
Don't forget to like this video if it made you feel understood and supported.
Subscribe to Unlocked English Fluency for more real-life English-speaking conversations.
Also press the bell icon so you never miss videos to learn English and improve communication.
Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in your English journey.
We will see you in the next video, and until then, speak slowly, speak simply, and speak without fear.